Inside of our framework, Slim, it has a standard view class, the code for which you can find on GitHub, and I'll put a link in the notes. When we want, we can override this class and create a custom view class. We could do this ourselves by extending the Slim view class and replacing methods and then including Twig, or we could use another library created by the contributors of Slim to do this for us. This library will not only create custom view class for us, but will also give us some great URL helpers as well.
Now that we have Twig installed by using Composer and we've gone over the syntax a little bit of how Twig works, we need to actually make Slim's views use the Twig syntax language. Otherwise, it's just expecting HTML or PHP. The way we're going to do that is by implementing a middleware, or something that goes between the two, between Slim's view object, or the view class, and the actual templates, which is Twig. We're going to do that by something that Slim has already given us called Slim Views. It's not included in the normal Slim installation. Slim is very lightweight and on purpose. So we're going to actually head over to the GitHub site for Slim and look at Slim Views. Let's go now. Open up our tab and we're going to go to GitHub. I'm going to go to github.com and we're going to go to /slim PHP. Now let's see what's here. This is the main site for the Slim PHP vendor. The person that mostly works on this is Josh Lockhart, or Code Guy. Now looking here, you'll see Slim, the first thing there, was updated 2 days ago, and it's the main framework source. You see there's a couple of view layers, Twig view, but what we want is Slim Views. So we click on this. And then in Slim Views, you'll see that it is a custom view framework that adds onto, or a middleware that adds onto, the Slim Views using Twig or Smarty. In our case, we're going to use Twig. So how do we install this? We'll just scroll down and we say that we want to do a Composer require slim/views. I'm just going to type in Slim and see what shows up. So let's type in our console, Composer require. Hit enter and type in Slim. I'm going to make this a little bigger so we can see everything here. But actually, number 2 is the one we want, Slim Views. So I'm going to hit 2 and then enter. All right, I'll leave it to the normal constraints, which is the default, which is the latest version. And then I'm going to let it find everything it needs, and then I'm going to hit enter. Okay, that looks good. I don't want to search for anything else. Hit enter, and it's going to load it for me. It suggests that we install Smarty. Well, we're not going to use Smarty, so there's no reason for us to install it. If we had not already installed Twig, it would also remind us and say, we suggest you install Twig. But we've already done that step, so it's not going to warn us. Let's go back to the documentation that's here on the actual Slim Views site, or the README inside of this GitHub project. If we do how to install, we'll scroll down past that to how to use. We're not using Smarty, but let's look at how to use for Twig. So we've already done our require vendor autoload.php. So now we need to create the view and use the Slim Views Twig instead of the regular view. The way we do that is by defining it as an argument when we instantiate our Slim object. Let's go to our workspace and do that now. We'll copy this single line here and we'll paste that into our code. I'm going to close my console and then open up the index.php file. Notice here on line 9, we've already done this instantiation of the app. Well, we're just going to go ahead and open this up to add an argument. So I'm going to go down a couple of lines, and then I'm going to paste in the code, tab it in for clarity, save it, and then double check the two. So 9, 10, and 11 are what we're comparing to the code that they gave us. If you go up here, you'll see that they're saying it needs to have an array as its arguments. But we're not yet passing through an array. So we're going to do that now. So I'm going to type in array and then open and close these. Well, I don't want to close it actually. That close is going to go after all of this here. So if you notice when I highlight it, it shows the one that it matches. So this one is matching right in front of Slim or right after Slim, and this one's right after the array opening. So that's good. And then inside of it, our only array thing that we're passing through is an option to set the view class to a different view class is called Twig inside of Slim Views. So we're simply overriding the view class and using our own. Let's head back over to the GitHub documentation for this and scroll down a little bit more. Now, if you notice here, you can see that it says view is equal to app and then object operator to a view, and the view class we've already set to be our Twig class. But then we want to make some options. I really just want to set the debug equal to true. So we're going to do that by just copying all of this, and then we're going to put it into our code after we've created the app. So we're going to paste it in here. I'm not going to set the cache up right now, so I'm going to get rid of that. But I'm going to make sure that my debug is set to true. That's the next step for us. After that, we'll scroll down a little bit more, and we want to create and use a view parser extension. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, and then I'll show you the benefits to it. So we'll go here, directly afterwards, use the view object that we created in line 13, and set a parser extension equal to a new Twig extension in the Twig views. Now, why do we do this? Let's go back over to the code in GitHub and see what it's doing. If you scroll down, it says it's going to give you helpers. So inside of these, we get 4 new helpers: URL for, site for, base URL, and current URL. This is going to help us out tremendously with our routing internal to our HTML files, or in our new case, our Twig files. We'll get to using these helpers right away when we change our URL in the header and footer for our website navigation.